Hold on here. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Hold on here. All right, there we go. Now I gotta get this all. So I figured out how to do the horizontal thing. Yeah, I'm a little too late, but I did it. I did it. How's everybody doing? Bear with me. Oh shit! Can't put it there. I can't put it there. Uh, oh hello. Hey, up here. Up here. My eyes are up here. Thank you. What's up, Mr. Tim? So, yeah, never mind the fly strip. Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Uh, how you doing? How's everybody doing? Oh my god, I feel like I'm so, like, you can see up my nose. Weird. I'm so used to the camera being over there. What's up, Pine Trail? How y'all doing? Uh, yeah, that's actually from when we first moved into the house. Where, who, what? Wait a minute, hold on. How do I? Where, Mister Steven? Where? I don't know. Anyways, yeah, no, that has been hanging up there since we moved into the house. Um, when we first moved into the house, there was so many flies up here, so many flies and ladybugs. Mister Lee, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, so if you guys didn't know, today is the start of the Big Iron Classic. 3.5 hours that way. um, so, yeah. So the Big Iron Classic, if you all are there and having some fun, cool. I need more light up in here. Oh. Um, so kind of a, I don't know, Tim. I don't know. I was just gonna say something about it. Um, so yeah, so last week I quit my job at the gas station. Um, Probably wasn't the smartest thing to do, but um, yeah, today I had a job interview. I'm not gonna say the company. Um, this will probably be the last time I talk about it. I'm not gonna get into details, but and the reason why I'm saying that is because the company has a lot of um, government contracts, so I don't want to cross any lines or anything like that. And but yeah, today had a job interview. Um, I don't know. My mom asked me how I thought I did, and I was like, I don't know. And I think it went well. I don't think I screwed it up. I don't know. The more I think about it, the more I think I screwed it up. So I hope not, because like literally all my eggs are into this basket. Like all my eggs are in this basket, which I've never done before ever. But so I was going to talk about some things that um, oh, I haven't Pine Trail. I haven't talked to anybody. Um, I haven't talked to anybody really outside of my mom. Um, uh, Chippy a little bit. Um, but yeah, no, I've kind of just sitting here on an island all by myself type thing. I was thinking about that today too. And so today marks the 1 year. So today, last year, Uncle Poopsie went into the hospital and never came home. Um, So it's been an absolute emotional kind of a train wreck type day. um, yeah, yeah. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Um, it's yeah, maybe one day. You never know. You never know. I know with the new job, I'll have pretty much every evening off, every weekend off, unless if I'm traveling for the job. Um, so you never know. You never know. But yeah, I haven't talked to anybody. I tried to play a little bit when Poopsie was in the hospital, but I just wasn't in the mood, and everything that Ghost and Mad Cat and all the other guys, Dirt Slinger and Bob and all the all the guys, they were it was it was pissing me off, and it shouldn't have. Some of the stuff that they were doing, stuff like that. It was minute stuff, and I figured I'm not ready to go back to quote unquote normal that soon. And then it just became, you know, one day I have a good day, the next day I have a bad day, the day after that is something happens, the day after that I get kicked back two steps, and so it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. Not every day, but a lot of days. But it is what it is. Um, today's been rough, but there again, you know, it'll I hope get better. I hope. The biggest part is you know getting over the fact that I can't call him, or he's not going to call me. That's the hard part. But um, I kind of figured I better do part two and kind of share some news about today and everything like that. So I don't even where did we leave off? Um, I don't even. I probably should have paid attention to my own video. I don't even remember where we left off at. Um, did he get to Wyndham? Did we leave off where he was in Wyndham? I think so. So a lot of the stories, a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you is it's kind of sugar coated, or not sugar coated. There's a lot of information left out. Um, I wish my mom was here. I wish I would have done this live stream with my mom. Because she could tell you. She honestly could tell you. She's jumped in a bunch of the Facebook lives and stuff that I've done. Um, on my personal page. Um, she can tell you. Um, it sounds absolutely crazy. It sounds like some weird Hollywood movie, right? I'm so used to the camera being over on that side, not this side. Um, this whole experience has, yeah, it's been a Hollywood movie, and so in I guess in fear to a certain point, um, I left out a lot of details. Not details, but situations that have happened, because it just the more I think about it, the more it's like that didn't really happen, did it? And it's like, yeah, that really happened. Um, so I guess to keep your sanity, um, I left a lot of details out. um, but yeah, so we I'm gonna pick up the story again when he got to Wyndham at Good Sam's. Um, yeah, I think that's where we left off. I don't know. One of you guys will have to remind me. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure that's where we That's where we left off. But any hoozles, um, yeah, he was there. We had to jump. I had to jump through a bunch of hoops just to get him to go there. Um, I had to actually go pick up at a secure location his medication. Um, it was extremely, extremely expensive medication. Um, yeah, that was a nightmare of a day. So that was a Wednesday, and Thursday he was being transferred. So I had Thursday. Did I work that Wednesday? I think I had to call in that day. Um, because of all the crap that I had to do. I wouldn't have been able to pick up his medications and get back to uh, work. I think I had to call in that day, but I remember picking up his medications. It was on a Wednesday, and he got to the Wyndham nursing home or the Wyndham facility on a Thursday, and went jumped through about 50 different hoops on Wednesday. Finally got everything. Came home. It was about 10:30 Wednesday night when I got home. Um, Turned around, ate, took a shower, slept for just a few hours, and then, I was up again because they said that if I needed to come down, to be ready because I would have to come down, and it was like okay, if there was any problems or anything like that. He was fine. He was looking forward to the move and stuff, but and then he stayed there until I um, March 2nd. Um, yeah, March 2nd. I went in and it was a Sunday, and he just didn't. I made him lunch. Um, since I'm learning how to cook, because he did all the cooking for us. So since I was learning how to cook, um, I figured I'll make him lunch and bring it down to him and have lunch with him, at in his room. And he just didn't seem something was off, and I could see it. So it was about 2:30 when I left, and I stopped at the nurse station. I told him, I said, hey, keep an eye on him. I think his blood pressure is tanking. I think he's going to have another episode. Please watch him. Do a full workup on him. Please go in and do blood pressure. Blah 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 blah. And I don't know if they just blew me off. I don't know. I don't know what happened. But at about 4:45 Monday morning on the 3rd is when I got the phone call saying he passed away. Um, it took me about 10 minutes to process everything, and then I went into panic mode. It was a disbelief panic mode. And I'm like, they're not, they can't be talking about, my gym or my poopsie. They got to be talking about something. They have this wrong. So I had the 1 ton at the time, and sorry to my neighbors, all my neighbors. But yeah, at almost 5 o'clock, I'm screaming down the road with a straight pipe, Cummins 1 ton, and I made it down to Wyndham in about 10 minutes. Usually takes about 15 to 20 minutes. I made it down in about 10 minutes. Um, Walked down the stupid hallway, um, and yeah, there he was in bed. Um, I It was extremely cold um, from the personnel. I sat there alone with him for about 2.5 hours. Um, Before I left home, I called my mom and told her what happened. She was down in about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So it was just me and her in the room, um, and we sat there for probably another 2.5 hours. Um, the head nurse comes in and just very cold, very. What are we doing? What's going on? What's happening? There was no. It didn't feel like any compassion or any warmth or anything like that. Um, I was looking at them for advice because I didn't know what the hell to do. Um, my mom didn't know what the hell to do. We didn't know. We didn't know. Um, we didn't know if there was an insurance policy. We didn't know. I tried calling his daughter several times, like a couple dozen times. Which that's another story that may or may not get told, but that pissed me off. Um, so she left. That the head nurse left, and then um, the VA liaison came in, and again, just cold. There was no compassion. There was nothing. It was just, you're taking up a spot. Can we hurry this up? That's what it felt like. I don't think that's what they meant to come across as, but that's what it felt like. Um, the the wipes that they used, um, I'm trying not to get too graphic, or I'm trying not to get, you know, the wipes that they used were a scented a wipe. It's just like a wet one or whatever. Um, the smell, the smell from that wipe was it was getting to me. It was super strong, um, and it was getting to me. So I had to go outside. I had to kind of excuse myself. Go get fresh air. Kind of take a few minutes by myself. You know, have a smoke. Type thing. Not weed. That's another that's another topic for another day. But anyways, and walking down that hallway got longer and longer and longer every time I had to walk down it. Which I know doesn't it it is what it is. But so we ended up we came back to the house and we started thrashing through papers. Like we didn't know. Poopsie and I talked about having life insurance um, many, 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 many years ago. But it was, like I said before, it was mainly to put on me because I was the one doing all the stupid shit. Racing cars, driving semis, riding motorcycles. I was the one that, I guess on paper, should have gone first. um, so I completely forgot about, what happens if something happens to him for me. Um, but he didn't, thank God. He didn't. We found a couple life insurance things. I already knew he wanted to be cremated. Um, so, um, found a home that was in the life insurance company's go ahead type thing. I could have used whoever I wanted, but since these were our this place was already in their info, I was like, okay, I'll talk to them. Um, the entire day, that Monday, from about 5 o'clock till about 2 o'clock, when that lady from Stefan's funeral home in Westbrook came down, she was actually up in Redwood Falls. Um, as soon as I called her, she's like, "In 5 minutes, I will be heading down your way." And she wasn't kidding. She wasn't kidding. Um, Amazing people. So if you're in the southwest, south central Minnesota, and you sadly need to find a funeral home, call Stefan's Funeral Home in Redwood Falls. They work with funeral homes all over the area. One of the warmest, considerate, sympathetic people I have ever met. Ever. They did an amazing job. Amazing. They helped me pick out an urn. They helped me pick out, um, you know, they got a hold of the VA and got what is it? The memorial flag, I think is what it's called. Um, Maybe one day I'll show you guys. If you seen, if you're on my Facebook, you already saw um, kind of what it looks like. Um, so Poopsie's home, and stuff like that. It was 3 weeks before I could bring him home. But in the meantime, um, yeah, all his stuff from the hospital and stuff like that is still in his bedroom today. Haven't touched it, can't look at it. Um, I just started here about a month or two ago, going in and opening up his curtains in his bedroom and stuff like that. It was a Friday. This letter came in the mail on Friday. Um, and it was a bill. It was a bill from the place in Wyndham. Now, Poopsie was 100% covered under the VA. And if you guys are on my Facebook Live, you saw the video, you saw the live stream. They did too. They did too. Because about 3 days after I posted that and tagged Good Sam's in it, I got a phone call from the administration, the head administrator, down for the facility. We'll get into that too. um, if it wasn't for my bank, um, I'd kind of be up Shit's Creek. But my the manager at the Springfield Bank that I do business with, um, really helped a lot. Really helped a lot. The bank understood the situation that I was in. So this house now has a mortgage on it, not by choice, but it kept my ass afloat. um, it is what it is. But you know, I got this letter. It was a Friday. It came in the mail Friday. I did not get it until Saturday. I was on my way to work. Yeah, I was on my way to work. And it lit me up. Like, lit me up. It was like 600 and some odd dollars. Now, Poopsie was connected to the VA. The VA appointed, the VA approved this facility in Wyndham to take care of him. Everything that facility needed to charge for Poopsie needed to go back to the VA. So I get this letter on Saturday. I read it. It's a bill. So Monday, I call the young lady and I left her a message. And I said, hey, no, I'm sorry. It was Saturday. It was the same day. I called and left a message saying everything connected to Poops needs to be ran through the VA. Please take this bill and give it to the VA. They will pay for it. Monday is when she called me and said that no, the VA doesn't pay for private rooms. We have no say so in this place. They said he can go here, 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 or here. And Wyndham happened to be the closest one because it's 20 minutes down the road. I worked in Wyndham. So it was like, okay, simple. Put him there. We had no say so in it. None whatsoever. And I'm like, Everything connected to Poopsie needs to go through the VA. She didn't understand that. And she's like, well, I'll check with the VA liaison. I'm like, call the VA. Don't check with the liaison. Call the VA. No, no. Well, I'll check with the liaison. Okay, whatever. So it was that next. It was that same week, Thursday. She calls me back and she's like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out payment on this." And I said, "Well, I said I'll load him up. I'll load Poopsie up, and I'll bring him down, and you can talk to him." It was the week after I brought him home in the box. It was the week after I brought him home, and she did not know that he passed away. She did not know that he was gone, and which there again completely floored me. It's like, how do you not know? You work for the same facility he passed away at. So I was like, enough. I'll bring him down. Whatever. And I told her I'd bring him down on Friday. I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday. And so Thursday or Friday came, and I was about ready to grab him off the shelf and load him in the truck and bring him down. Um, she calls me and she's like, "Well, we tried to resubmit this to the VA," and I'm like, "You're full of shit," because I just the day before that I was supposed to go down there with Poopsie, I got the letter from the VA with an itemized breakdown list of what they paid for Wyndham. So I'm like, BS, because the very top one was PVT room, private room, paid for. It was like $2,500. Um, if you want to make money, open up a nursing home. Yeah, because them fuckers are charging like $500 to $700 a day. Yeah, and they don't care about people, so who cares, right? But anyways, so I finally was like, call the VA, call the VA. It was 2 hours later. The administration lady calls, the head administrator calls, and I knew something was up. Because when somebody, especially in this type of stuff or type of situation, you can tell when people are trying to backtrack. And she's like, "Well," she goes, "you were never meant to get this bill, blah, 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 blah." And she goes, "We saw the video and we're absolutely, flabbergasted that you feel this way. We did not mean to put pressure on you," and blah, 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 blah. And the whole time in my brain, I'm going, "You ass kissing piece of shits." I, not that it does any good, but they let him die. And I can't, I told them Monday or that Sunday, the second, keep an eye on him, check on him, do blood pressure, get ready to send him because he needs to go back in. And obviously they ignored me. And so now I got this lady on the phone trying to really butt kiss me because I called them out on all their shit publicly on Facebook. I called them out by names, by names. The financial person that called, the administration lady that called, the VA, the head nurse, the company, the address. I called them out by name. And it was 100% truth from me. So she was 100% butt kissing. Just to appease her, I was like, "Oh yeah, thank you, blah 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 blah." I just wanted her off the fucking phone, right? That's all there was to it. And because I didn't want to deal with these people anymore. I can tell you right now, the and if you work in the medical world, I'm sorry, but from a year ago today till March 3rd, the medical world gave no fucks about my uncle. None whatsoever. Because if you gave two fucks about him, he'd still be here. He went in for a kidney stone removal. One of the most basic procedures ever. And he never came home from it. So, if you think you're going to sit here and tell me that the medical world is about saving people, a bullshit. A bullshit. The medical world is about the dollar. The medical world is controlled by the medical insurance. They give two shits if you live or die. They don't care. I've learned they'd rather have you die so they get to keep more of your money. Sorry, but it's the truth. Um, the entire time he was in the hospital, it was a constant fight for me. Constant, every single freaking day. Whether I was there, whether I was not there, whether I was talking to him, whether I was not talking to him, whether I was trying to get information from a nurse, whether I was trying to get information from a doctor, it was a constant freaking fight. Constant freaking fight. Um, they did, I know they pretty much every single hospital. Sanford is the only one, even though it was a struggle getting information, and there was a lot of times where they wanted me to just give up and let him die. Um, I I believe Sanford. I believe Sanford. And if it wasn't for me fighting for Poopsie, I think they would have just let him die. That's all there is to it. But I don't think Sanford lied, cheated, or tried to steal from us, or from the VA, or from whatever Medicare or whatever he was on. Avera, on the other hand, thieves, thieves, piece of shit thieves, piece of shit lying thieves. Um, Sioux Falls Specialty Hospitals, uh, lying. They just lied. Um, they didn't steal anything, but they lied. Um, so absolutely no respect for those two hospitals at all, at all. And Good Sam's, don't get me started on Good Sam's. If you work for Good Sam's, I apologize, but the Good Sam in Wyndham basically let my uncle die. That's all there is to it. There's nobody will ever convince me otherwise. Um, so yeah, so got off the phone with her. Um, the preacher, pastor, whoever it was from Good Sam's called. I hung up. I hung up on his ass like almost instantly. As soon as he said who he was, I couldn't hang. I couldn't hit the button fast enough on the phone. They had enough nerve to send me um um oh, what do they call it when you put your name like on a book, or an initialized or initialed insignia, whatever, um diary pamphlet thing. And of course it has Good Sam splattered all over it and blah 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 blah. It's basically just a promotional, here's a gift, we're sorry type, whatever. I couldn't wait to throw that fucking thing out the damn door. But yeah, it's, dealing with his credit cards, my credit cards. This is why in part one, if you haven't watched part one, you should go back and look, or take a look, because it kind of goes through a lot of the hospital timeline. Um, but yeah, the last, pretty much since March 3rd, it's been up, down, around, twisty, upside down, inside out, ups, you know, uh, and then on top of it, you have a $15 an hour job that you can't get overtime, you can't make enough money to live, demanding more and more and more of your time. You know, yeah, it was all building up. So yeah, it and that dealing with the credit cards and dealing with the bank and having to close all his accounts and call all all the prescription or the subscriptions, like the Hulus and the phones and the dish TV and the homeowners insurance. Well, the homeowner insurance was mine, but like the auto insurance, all all of it. You know, literally, it was every month I was making a phone call saying, "Oh yeah, he's not here anymore." Blah 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 blah. Sorry, I forgot you were on the list. And stuff like that. So, that's why I keep telling people, if you have somebody in your life, whether it's a husband or wife or a girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, or a significant other, whatever, have that have that awkward conversation. All right. Um, it'll if something does happen, it'll take a lot of weight off your shoulders, or your spouse's shoulders. Um, we kind of got lucky. There was a few things that I had to kind of fight, beg, steal, beg, borrow, whatever you want to call it, to get some stuff. So I do have a plan. I don't know if you guys want to see a video of it, but I want to do. I'm trying to find somebody. I'm trying to find somebody that'll do a memorial tattoo for me, for Poopsie, and I want to do I think they call it a half sleeve. I want to do from like the wrist to my elbow, somewhere here, but right here, forearm, all the way around. And so one of the things I had to fight for was, he had a EKG reading. He had several of them, but I wanted one of the graphs from his EKG. Um, I want to have that incorporated. I want to have his um, his dog tags, um, something that looks like dog tags, incorporated. Um, I want to have, like, right here, those hospital bracelets, the ID tags, the bracelets. I want to have one right here, um, for him, and then a couple other things. There's going to be a saying, and then he always. I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know this was a real word. But do y'all know what a hanyak is? I don't know, but he loved calling me that. And it's probably true. I don't know what it means, but it's probably true. Um, so I'm gonna have that put on somewhere, and I want to do, was it biomechanical? I think is the type of tattoo that I want to get. So eventually, I'd like to do a whole sleeve. Um, and that's kind of what I want my left arm to be, I think it's biomechanical, I think is what it's called. That's the art form for the tattoo. So, but I want to do a whole top, bottom, the whole thing on my forearm. Um, I don't know if you guys want me to try, like, record something like that. I don't know. I don't even know where to, like, start. Like, I have all these bits and pieces that I want to incorporate into it. Don't know how to incorporate it in. Have no clue what I'm even looking for. Have no clue even to where to find a tattoo artist. Don't even have a wild dream of how much this is going to cost. Um, yeah, I don't know, but one day, hopefully soon, I will be able to do something like that. I don't know if you guys want me to record it. I mean, I'm not doing much with the YouTube channel because I'm not into truck. I can't drive truck anymore. We've got three dogs downstairs that I can't leave home alone, and I'm not going to get rid of them. Um, they were basically, for lack of a better word, they were our fur babies. You know, um, I just put a garden out front, a memorial garden out front of the house for him, underneath his bedroom window. Um, I got more flowers out in the backyard. You know, I'm not going to go back over the road. I can't. First of all, I got a 1 year for my health card last year, which is due this month. Which I don't know if I'm going to go redo. I probably am, but it's not going to be for another month or two. Um, so I don't know if you want me to, kind of do a video of it. I can. Um, yeah, I don't know. If that's up to you guys. If you guys want to leave a comment, you can. But yeah, it's been a struggle, and I'm trying not to move. I'm trying not to move anything of his, but yet there are certain things that I have to throw out, like food that he only ate, like tuna. Oh. All that I had to get rid of. The stuff like taco sauce and taco salsa and all this other stuff in the fridge, I had to get rid of because I don't eat it. So it's just all spoiled. Um, but like his chair, his bedroom, I can't even go into. I can't even go into his bedroom. Like when I go in every day to open his curtains, it's yeah. I look at the curtains, I open it, I look outside at his garden, which is right underneath his window, and I literally turn around and I walk straight out. Like I can't look at anything in there. Um, you know, so his bedroom isn't going to get touched for a long time. Um, yeah, it's just been a struggle. I bought it. So apparently, I'm expressing myself with green thumbs. I spent I spent well I spent almost $900 that I didn't have up at the nursery earlier this summer to for the front garden and the back garden with a statue. Um, Probably shouldn't have done that, but you know what? It looks pretty good now. Um, Here a couple weeks ago, I spent another $220 on orchids and palms and stuff that I probably shouldn't have because I couldn't afford it. Um, so yeah, I'm now living in a freaking rainforest. Um, I've gotten one of the palms is going home with my mom. Sorry, mom, but you are taking one of these palms. Um, I ordered a 6 pack of orchids from Walmart. Who knew Walmart had? And they're huge. They're insanely tall and insanely big. So I gave 3 of those to my mom. I kept 3, and because me and Poopsie did like the orchid that my mom got us. Um, there's next week. I got to run back up to the greenhouse because the were they hyacinth bulbs? Hyacinth? Am I saying that? I think I'm saying that right. Poopsie loved those. My mom gave us a pot of those last or a couple years ago, spring or something like that. I think. I don't know. Um, Very, very, very perfumey smell. Not perfumey, but a very pleasant but yet strong smell. Um, so I got to pick up the bulbs for that. Hopefully it doesn't freeze tonight because nothing is covered. So yeah, it's been, and like yesterday and Wednesday, I didn't really do much around the house, which there again, kind of leads me down the path of, you know, sadness and loneliness and all this other stuff and so yeah, you know, if I don't get myself busy, then I start bawling. But if I, yeah, it's a vicious cycle. But um, yeah, it's been I mean, if you guys want some of the bad stories from in the hospital when he was in Avera, um, I could probably break that down a little bit more. I will forewarn you, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Um, and you're all gonna think that I'm making this shit up, and I'm really not making this up. Um, it's just my life. It's just my life. Um, yeah, it's so yesterday would have been the procedure on the 4th. Today would have been his first day at Avera, um, going from Sioux Falls Specialty to Avera, and I guess they say the rest is all history, right? Um, but yeah, I mean, I can get into more. If you guys want to hear more, definitely let me know. Leave a comment. Um, if not, then this will probably be the last part of this. Um, who knows what else is next? um, yeah, it's yeah. I don't know what else to say. It's 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 been a year. It's been a long, 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 exhausting year. Um, and it didn't end well. But hopefully I can get this new job. Um, hopefully that works out. Hopefully I can start, buying groceries. There again, I haven't been grocery shopping in three. Well, basically it was June. When I went actually grocery shopping. So what, 3 months, almost 4 months. Just haven't had the money. Um, I kind of went and kind of skimmed. Just went and grabbed a couple things once. Um, yeah, it's been a struggle. Yeah, it seems like every time I take a step forward, something happens, and I get kicked 2 steps backwards. So yeah, because the week after he passed away, I ended up getting sick. That was $3,400, which I didn't get billed for until after I took the mortgage out on this, and everything was paid off and all the money was gone. Um, his insurance was gone almost immediately for his credit cards, um, the bills that he and I owed, as much as I could. There was no money saved for that or from that. Uh, yeah, the loan for the house was immediately gone. Um, yeah, the biggest thing I can say is be prepared as much as possible. Um, I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. But yeah, if anyways, um, so yeah, do yourself a favor, have that conversation, plan things out now. Um, call people, do whatever you need to do. If you're over 50, I think it's over 45 now. Call AARP, become a member there. Help, they'll help you out. Mustangs, what's up? How you doing? Um, call AARP. They'll be able to help you out with a lot of planning, getting in touch with resources and stuff like that. If you're not, talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. Well, that's good. Welcome to part two. So, yeah, pr- probably a little confused. I don't blame you, but yeah. So I mean, have that conversation with whoever's important in your life and figure it out. Because I can tell you right now, shit happens, and it happens quick, and 99% of the time it doesn't turn out good. Um, yeah, I'm can sit here and tell you honestly about that. um, but yeah, no. Like I say, if you guys want more, leave a comment. Let me know. Um, if you guys have not, I hopefully now. Hopefully, I didn't screw it up too bad, and they actually want to hire me. Because if they hire me, that means I can actually stream more. Because there are a few games that I would really love to stream for y'all on Twitch. Because I haven't quite figured out the whole multi-stream yet thing, so I apologize for that. But when I figure that out, then we'll do here and there at the same time. But I'll be able to stream more. I'll be able to have more of a normal life, have money to go grocery shopping. um, maybe not, maybe be able to pay someone to change the oil in the pickup so I don't keep fucking it up. So yeah, last week I wanted to change. I had to change the oil in the pickup. Yeah. Well, yes, I am live streaming now, but it's phone, computers over here. Um, I don't know. I don't have a webcam for my computer. So that's why I have to do it here. And I keep looking at the wrong side of the phone. But games. Um, yeah. If you guys want me to keep telling more stories about what happened, yeah, like I said, just let me know. 100% up to you guys. Outside of that, yeah, it's been a rough day. Nice, nice, nice. It is fun to live stream, especially when you have people interacting with you, which I usually do. Not a lot of people, which is kind of fun. Um, here usually average one to 10 people. Um, on Twitch, it's 1 to 4 people, 1 to 5 people, which is enough. It's fun. Um, Especially when I get into it. Like if I'm playing a game that I really like and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I try to be lighthearted on anything. Like this whole life after death part one and part two. Um, that's been a struggle to try to keep it lighthearted. But it's dealing with a you know relatively sensitive subject. So I try to do my best. But yeah, when it comes to games and stuff, yeah, it's a whole lot more relaxed, fun, and stuff. But then again, I also haven't live streamed for a game in quite some time. So yeah, we'll see. But yeah, if I can get this job, hopefully I can live stream some more. Um, I know Mr. Sam still has some of it's probably bad by now. Literally the week before Poopsie went in, or no, sorry, the month before Poopsie went in, Mr. Sam sent us a box that me, Chippy, and Steele were supposed to, Nate, whatever the fuck his perverted ass name is, when I find them. Yeah, you never know. I might go back to that. Um, You never know. You never know. Um, like I was telling Mr. Lee, you know, nobody did anything wrong over at. Oh, I'm so sorry, Ghost. Not that you watch my videos, anyways. Wait a minute. I feel like such a douchebag now. Come on, sometime today. I keep wanting to say American Eagle RP, but it's not. That was Mad Cat's American Forest Gaming. Jesus criminy, that took forever for me to frickin' get. Um, who's Popcat? Ah, whatever. Um, yeah, I'm on my Discord page right now. Um, haven't been on here in forever either. But apparently Popcat left. I don't even know who the hell Popcat was. Anyways, all right. But yeah, American Forest Gaming. Um, no, 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 not Polecat. No, not Polecat. No. Um, no, no. But American Forest. Nobody did anything wrong over at American Forest Gaming. Um, I just, with everything that was going on with Poopsie, I just didn't have the mental capacity to keep RPing. I just couldn't do it. And maybe one day I'll go back over there. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, no, Nate. This is Pop Cat. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who it is. I don't even know when they joined. When did they join? Wait a minute. Was that? Yeah, Popcat. Who's Popcat? I have no idea who that was. Oh, I wonder if it was him. Yeah, it was him. All right, whatever. No big deal. Um, it was a stream a Twitch stream person, but no. So yeah, um, Mr. Sam sent a box of treats from Finland again, and Nate ended up getting arrested. Steele, Azrael Steele, ended up getting arrested. Um, Me and Chippy, you know, had to basically put our noses to the grindstone because literally 4 days later, when Nate got arrested, then that's when Poopsie passed away. Um, so yeah, a lot of things happened all at once, and none of it was. Neither Chippy or I saw any of this coming, like any of it coming. Um, so yeah, so if you're over on Azrael Steel and you don't know what's going on, you may want to leave his channel. I'm just saying. Or if you're in his Discord, you may want to leave his Discord. But yeah, so I want to try to do some taste testing. Like I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel. Um, I don't want it to go away because I've worked too hard to get where this channel's at. But I also am not doing anything trucking wise anymore, and that's what this channel was built for. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, and that's why it's taken me so long to figure out what to do with the channel because I just don't know. I um, it's I know it's not fair to you guys to keep you strung on and everything like that, but the The honest answer I can give you is I don't know what I'm going to do with this channel. Um, I've been trying to keep posting, or keep doing lives from time to time, um, to let you guys know I'm still here, but I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do. Like I just don't know what I'm going to do. Um, so we'll see. We'll see. I do want to, like I said, I do want to start live streaming both here and on Twitch. Just so you guys have some content and you can see and see what's going on and everything like that. I don't know if you guys here want to see games. I don't know. Um, Typically the games didn't do very well here. It was mostly the video vlogs and the trucking stuff that did for obvious reasons. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Who knows? Anyways, it is an hour and uno minutes. Um, yeah, Mr. Steven, that's an understatement. um, yeah, there's a lot of times I don't know what's up or down. Yeah. But anyways, um, it'll all come together. When? I have no idea. I have no idea. I have no idea. What's gonna happen? I don't have any idea on that either. Um, First things first is I got to get this job because if I don't, we we in trouble. um, and I'm gonna have to start selling my body on a street corner, and that's not gonna work out very well for me. Um, so if I make an OnlyFans, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That's gross. No, no, no. Any hoozles. Before I say something that gets me into trouble, I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for coming to hang out. Again, if you want more, I'm just going to say life after death stories, about Poopsie and my experience through this whole hospital thing, let me know. Um, yeah, thank you for coming. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming, hanging out, whatever. Sorry, it's, you know, kind of a shitty subject and stuff like that, but you know, we'll see what happens. But anyways, you, my friends, have a good night, and we will see you again very soon. I promise. All right?